Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this session, let us try to understand about the Python objects. Yep. Alright guys. And guys, in order to understand about the Python objects, first let me compare with the C objects. Let me compare with the C data types. In C guys, what are the different data types that we had? So if you ask me the question, so it might be again guys, I normally compare with the C programming so that the things will be easier, much easier. But why? Because see, it might be the college days, in the BTech or in the BSc, right? In the first semester, you'll be studying this mostly. If you don't also, that's fine. Yes. If you don't know C programming also, that's fine. But the only thing is, I don't think that you're expert in C programming. But what I think is like at least you'll be aware of C, or you'll be aware of int, float, char, and all. If even if you don't know these things, that is good. No problem at all. Right. And coming to C data types, we start with int, and then what is second one? Float, and carries one we have seen in the double. In other primitive types, like we have long and short. So all it is, and these are the different data types in C. And coming to Python, guys, coming to Python. So right, remember guys, but we don't choose anything as such in the Python programming. So this is only for the compiled languages in general. So these are used in the compiled languages in general. And coming to Python, guys, will not be using anything as such. So Python objects are entirely different. In the Python, guys, we don't have any data types in Python. We don't call them as data types. Why? Because we don't have. So, and coming to Python, guys, we call them as objects. Now let us discuss about the Python objects. And coming to Python, guys, the same thing like we start with we start with the number. So and then like I have something called a string, list, tuple, dictionary, and set. So these are the different objects in Python. So we don't have any data types, guys, and these are called as objects. In our notes, I'm not going to use any term called as data types in Python, but because I don't have it, we call them as objects. And let me compare, guys. If you want to declare some variable in the C, I'll be writing like this: int a equal to 10, right? Or if you want to define some value for the float, I will be writing say b equal to 20.2 like this. In all the lines ends with semicolon in the compiled languages, almost all the compiled languages. And coming to Python, guys, of course, we define a similar way, but we don't predeclare this. We don't predeclare this. We just write only this part. That's it. So, all right, character size C equal to something like ABC. Some say like character C equal to. So let's take Z. I'm going to take only this part. Right, guys. So these are not strongly typed data types in Python. And coming to Python, I'll be writing like this. If you want to declare some number, so directly object name equal to value. That's it. We don't write in float char, nothing is such, guys. Just like simply object equal to value, whatever it is. If you want to define some decimal point value, yes, b equal to so 20.2, something like that. Right. What is this? This is object name, guys. So this is called as object of type number. I hope this is clear what I'm saying. So in anywhere, guys, this is the only way to define some numbers. And coming to the string, remember guys, throughout the Python programming, string should be in the codes. String should be always in the codes, whatever you define. In Python, there is no concept of character. So we don't have any concept of characters. Even though we have single character or the bunch of characters, we have to define as a string only. There is no character concept in the Python. So it is called a string. Okay, and say name equal to. Some meaningful object name, guys. Any meaningful object name equal to Python. All right. String should be either in the double quotes or the single quotes. Anything is fine. Right, guys. And I have some separate session for the strings, but this session is what to make you understand about all the objects which are used in general. Right. And coming to the list, let's go back to the C programming, guys. In C, for example, I want to declare some array. In how to declare some array, you're going to write like this: int a of 3 equal to, and then say like it has three values 1, 2, 3, like this. And what is the meaning of 3, guys? 3 indicates the size, and what is int, like of type int. This is the data type. All right. And what is a? So a is nothing but our data type name and the values. So before using this variable, I'm saying that my variable a has three values and the max size is 3. This is the general syntax, the generic syntax in C. All it is. In coming to Python, the same thing. Right? Basically, what is this? Coming to C, this is array, right? In the same thing in Python, we call that as a list. And the other thing is we don't pre-declare the size. We just define some object name equal to values. That's it. In list, the elements are defined in a square bracket. Throughout the Python programming, guys, if something is defined in the square bracket, we call that as a list. Right. And we have few minor differences, but as of now, so just understand that in other languages, we call that as array. And coming to Python, we call that as a list. And what is the notation of the list? So list elements are defined in a square bracket across the Python program. All in case. So there is one more so variation in the list that is called as tuple, just like the list, no difference. And just take some object name a tuple equal to. Just let me clear it. So a tuple equal to n tuple elements are defined in the round brackets like. So list element in the square bracket and tuple in the round brackets. Across the Python programming, guys, we are going to follow this syntax. It's not the syntax, it's a notation, right? We are going to follow this, right? And I'll be talking about each and every object in detail, guys. I have like some separate session for each and every object. Separate session on the string, on the list, on the tuple, dictionary, and the set separately. And you might be having some question that like, what is the next step having the tuple if we already have the list? I'll talk about the difference. So this session is what just to make you understand about all the different objects. All right. And if you observe, guys, like we're not pre-declaring any size, it is not required, guys. So not only in Python, but almost all the interpreted languages, we don't pre-declare the size. That can be Perl, that can be even Ruby or Unix shell. We don't pre-declare the size. Simply object. And what is this? This is called as object name, guys. This is object name. It can be any meaningful language, but don't just take it as something like X, Y, Z, or take some name which reflects your program. Anything is fine. So right, we have something called as PEP, 8 recommendations. So there's some guidelines given by the Python community. I'll be discussing that later. But basically, it can be anything. Some meaningful name which should reflect the code. That's it. And coming to dictionary, so in few languages we call that as a hash or map in few languages. And coming to Python, we call that as dictionary. All case. So dictionary, it contains elements in the key values. Let us see some simple example. So I'm writing taking some object equal to AD. So right, and taking something like chapter 1, starting with say page number 10, comma. So and say chapter 2, starting with page number 20 like this. It contains elements in key values. So list is defined in square bracket, tuple in the round brackets, and dictionary in floor brackets or the parentheses. It contains elements in items in key value page. I'll discuss, guys. As I told you, this session is to make you understand about all the objects. And coming to the set, if you ask me the definition of the set, I can say that set is unordered collection of unique elements of the same type. Set is unordered collection of unique elements of the same type. So in taking some object name, set equal to, even set elements are defined in the floor brackets, right? And say 10, 10, 10, 20. So this is just like our school mathematics case. School math, we used to in the school 8, 9, I don't remember, but we used to have the set operations, Venn diagram set operations. The same thing. Set object name equal to some set of value. If you ask me the number of elements, so what is the count of the elements here is? The number of elements are only two. The number of elements are only two, not four. Why? Because set is unordered collection of unique elements of the same type. Right? Set is unordered. It doesn't have any order. Right? It unordered collection of unique elements of the same type. Yeah. So like this, these are the different objects, guys. And throughout the Python programming, we are going to use these objects only. And this is the basic difference of C and Python here. From this, we have the difference from this from here onwards, guys. In C, so these are called strongly typed data types. We are going to we're going to declare. So before using some object, some data, we are going to pre-declare that. We're going to declare it, saying that it's of type int or float, char, double, log. Coming to Python is no, never, right? And these are the 6 different types of objects, so built-in objects, right? In the object-oriented case, and we are going to create our own objects. That is something different. We will talk about that later, right? And as of now, understand that like we have total 6 objects, starting with number, string, list, tuple, dictionary, and set. Right. So let me revise it once again, guys, like in briefly. And what is number? Number can hold any value, guys. That can be integer, octal, or decimal. It can be anything. Simply object name equal to value. You don't pre-declare anything as such, right? Object equal to value. But I just defined this wantedly, guys. But take some object which reflects your code. And coming to the string is, as we know, any language, guys, is it is sequence of characters. And specific to Python, guys, we don't have any separate object for the characters. So everything is a string in Python. Everything is string in Python. So object equal to Python or some other string is. And string will be either in the single quotes or double or the triple quotes. I have the separate session for the strings, guys, which will be discussing about so the object in detail, about the string slicing, about all the methods in detail. All right. And coming to the list, so list is nothing but some it contains some set of elements. So in this manner, object name equal to that things that you have to remember here is it is defined in the square bracket, interpol in the round brackets, and dictionary in the floor brackets or the parentheses in terms of items. Right. I will share the I will let you know the exact syntax, guys, in the dictionary in detail. And coming to the set is unordered collection of unique elements of the same type in this approach. I hope this is clear, guys. Now let me frame the notes. So we talked about the Python objects. So we started a discussion with the Python objects. Right, guys? So remember one thing, that everything in Python is object. So everything in Python is an object. So A is object. So everything is object. Yes. Right. And let us talk about the Python objects. We started our discussion with the number. So right. And then like we have the string. So we have the list. And next we discussed about the tuple. And next we discussed about the dictionary. At last set. And what is number basically? So number holds one single value. So a number holds so one single value, right? And what type of value? So value can be integer, or it can be decimal, or even it can be octal, or it can be hexadecimal. It can be anything. If you ask me a few set of examples, some object name, right? Let's take a equal to 10. and b value equal to, let's take 4 point something like this. And coming to the string, what string is? String is sequence of characters, as we know. String is simply sequence of characters. So right, and string is defined. String can be defined in single or double or three triple quotes. Anything is fine, guys. We don't have any difference. Let's take name equal to. Python programming string can be defined in the double quotes. So or bname equal to. Let's take scalar programming. The single quotes, say cname equal to or three triple quotes. So like this, anything is fine, guys. Anything is fine. All right. And coming to the list. So list, as I told, list contains some set of elements. So list contains set of elements, right? And what type of elements, guys? It can be set of numbers or strings or any combination. List contains set of elements. So elements can be, so right, elements can be some set of numbers, some group of numbers or strings or any combination. Yes, we don't differentiate. List may contain anything, right? And the thing that to make a notice, list elements are defined in, so list elements are defined in square brackets. So the standard notation across the Python programming, right? And let us take some set of examples. List equal to having some set of numbers. It may have some set of numbers, or say it may have some set of strings, say Python. And again, the string can be in the single or the double or the triple quotes, no difference. Python or say Perl and say Ruby, Golang, all of this. And C list equal to or else any combination. So any combination 4, so 5, and say Java like this. And even it can have decimal values also. All right, yes. And remember, guys, and for the numerics, we don't define that in the quotes, but coming to the strings, strings should be in the quotes. String should be in the quotes. Okay. And as I told you, list contains set of elements. Elements can be set of numbers, or it can be set of strings, or it can be any combination. Yes, we don't differentiate. Anything is fine. All right. And coming to the tuple, tuple contains set of, just like the list. Again, tuple contains set of elements. It again contains set of elements. So what type of elements? So elements can be set up for, it can be some group of numbers or strings or any combination. We don't differentiate this. It can have anything. And the difference here is tuple elements are defined in what? Brackets. So let's take some examples. A tuple equal to in terms of here like this 10, 20, 30. So B tuple equal to let's take Java, Spark, Hadoop, or even C to P equal, or it can be any combination. Some decimal point values like this, or it can be integers, so, right? It can be the strings, and they can carry integer. I can have anything else. You might be having some question. Yes, what a question that you had that is valid case. So if you already have the list and what is the necessity of having the tuple, I'll make you understand this. In few of you might be, we might be already aware that tuple is called as immutable, which I'll be discussing in the upcoming sessions in detail, right? But as of now, let's go with the syntax. And coming to the fifth one, so there's a dictionary. So dictionary contains elements in key value case. And what is dictionary, guys? In few languages, the same thing is called as hash, or in few other languages it is called as map, but it doesn't matter. In Python, we call that as dictionary. Specific to Python, we call that as dictionary. In Perl, we call that as hash. All right. And coming to the dictionary, so dictionary contains elements in key value pairs. Dictionary contains elements in so key value pairs. The dictionary contains elements in key value pairs. All right. So and dictionary elements are defined in. So dictionary elements are defined in float brackets. Right. And adding one more point here. So in dictionary, keys are always unique in dictionary. So whatever like you're calling it as keys, so keys are always unique. In dictionary, keys are always unique. Let's take some example case. Say a dictionary equal to chapter 1. So like it is starting with 10. And say chapter 2, or it is starting with 20. Chapter 3, 30. Yes. If you observe these guys, the keys, these are called as a keys in this. Sorry, these. So these are called as the keys. And these are the values. These, and these are called as values. So dictionary contains elements in key value pairs in terms of items. So dictionary contains elements in key value pairs like this. So this is first item, second item, third item. Alright, yes, in every item it is a combination of one key and value. So totally three items, first item, second item, third item. In each item, like I'll be having the key, and key is always unique. With the help of the key, we are going to identify the value. So what happens if the key is duplicated? I guess that's fine. That's 100% fine. So it is going to take the latest value. For example, say after this, I have one more. I'm duplicating the key like this. Chapter 1. So and say starting with the 3 instead of this, like I have like this. So this is fine, guys. Now instead of 10, I'm going to have 300 value. Let's see. Keys are always unique. It is going to take the latest value. So what is the latest value of the key? Since if you observe here, chapter 1 is already existing here. And what is the latest value of chapter 1? 300. It takes the latest value. If it and what is the value of chapter 2? It is 20. Since we don't have any other key named chapter 2, this is the value. The value is 20. The value is 30 for chapter 3. And coming to for chapter 1, the value is 300. Why? Because it's the latest value. So alright guys, I hope this is clear for you all. So this is about the dictionary. So and now adding few more points here. So in dictionary, keys are always unique. So in general, in keys, guys, keys will be so either number or the string which is used to uniquely identify, guys. And at this point of time, you may be having a lot of questions, guys. But in my upcoming sessions, like I'm going to explain each and every object in detail, guys. So there it will be everything will be clear for you. But as of now, just like let us go with the syntax. So I'm going to spend on the dictionary in detail, yes, right, and how to iterate the dictionary, how to read, and in the real time. So what are the how do you iterate the dictionary? Do you think in the real time, yes? So the dictionary will not be as simple as this. It may be, guys, like in few examples in while working, but guys, in most of the working examples, the dictionary will be complex. It will be more and more complex. You have to write the for loop, you have to iterate that all the times. So we'll see all such examples, guys, right? And here, this session is to make you understand about all the objects, right? And coming to the key is either number or string which is used to uniquely identify the value. And coming to the values, guys, so values can be it can be as simple as number, right? Or it can be string, or it can be list, or it can be tuple, or it can be dictionary also. Value can be anything. Now I'm extending this program, guys. Let me take b dictionary equal to the key. Let us take the same key. I'm adding more information. Chapter 1, like say the author is something like say Rita, right? And hails from UK, right? And say it has like say 40 pages. All right. And chapter 2, so something like say Ram, and say so from the US, and it has say 10 pages, for example. In chapter 3, starting with say something like say Adam, all right, and hails from say Australia, and say it has like 4 pages like this. So if you observe these guys, this is one more dictionary. It is dictionary. So looking at this, we can understand why, because it is the float brackets and it has key value base. So these are the keys, guys. These are the keys. So right, chapter 1, chapter 1, chapter 3. These are the keys, and this. And if you observe the values, guys, the values are not the numbers. The value is the list here. So, and what do we call this? We can call this as dictionary of lists. So right or wrong? So dictionary of lists. So in the production case, in the real time, it will be more and more complex, but we'll enjoy it. I will ensure you. So you don't feel that you're writing some full-fledged programming language. Dictionaries, any topic, so whatever you take, you'll enjoy with that. So, right, and we write some loops, we write some iteration, like we iterate that, like we get all these details. So the first one, like it is simple dictionary having keys and values in terms of the values are the numbers. The second example, what the values? See, this is first value, right? So this is value 1. So this is a value 2, and this is a value 3. If you observe this, these are the lists. It can be anything else. So that is the reason I told you here. So value will be either a number or string or list or tuple or the dictionary. Right. And if you ask me to write one more example, guys, let us take one more example. Let us see. Let me take it as say dictionary equal some object name. Say 1 colon 2, say 3 colon 4, and say 5 colon 6 like this. And in this example, guys, and so what are the keys in this example? So what are the keys? So these are the keys, right? So the keys would be so 1, 3, and 5. These are the keys. And what are the values? So 2, 4, and 6. So don't go with the object, just look at the position before colon, after colon. So before colon, it is a key. After colon, it is a value. All right, yes. In the first example, the keys are the strings, the values are the numbers. The second example, the keys are the strings and the values are the lists. The value is the list. Third example, the key is the number and the value is also the number. That's fine, yes, that's fine. All right, yes. So, and let us talk about the last object, that is the set. So what is set, guys? Set, as I told you, set is unordered. Set is unordered collection of unique elements of same type. Set is unordered collection of unique elements. So unordered collection of unique elements of same type. Set is unordered collection of unique elements of the same type. So right, and even like the dictionary, so set elements are defined in the float brackets. Set elements are defined in parentheses. But only thing is we don't have the key value base. So let's take this example, say 10, 10, 10, 20, 30. And what are the number of values in this set, guys? So what are the count of the values in the list, in the set, or the length of the set? So right, and what is the length, guys? So if you think it is a 5, it's wrong one, guys. the length is only 3. So why? Because set is unordered collection of unique elements of the same type. It is unordered and it is a collection of unique elements. Even though it has duplicates, so at the time of storing internally, guys, it only stores the unique values. It only stores the unique values, guys. It is unordered and it is unique. If you print it, sometimes I may be getting the order all the times I may be getting 10, 20, 30, or sometimes in the some other different order as well. It may be 20, 30, 10, or 30. It doesn't, it depends, guys. So it is purely unordered and it is unique elements at the same time. All right, the number of elements are only 3. So, and again, guys, it's not something new. We are saying this about the set, guys. It's from the schooling days. Even the schooling days, like we used to have the same thing, if you remember, guys. Let us go back. I know, guys, it's long time, but in schooling we used to enjoy with this, right? This is the funniest part in mathematics. Say like I have 10, 20, 30, and B contains B. This is called as Venn diagram, right? Basically, so a set. So implementing through the Venn diagrams, and say 20, and say 30. So right, guys, we have basically two sets here. So if you remember, guys, in the scoring operations, we used to have different operations like A union B, A intersection B, something like A difference B, to check whether A is subset of B or whether A is superset of B. Like we used to perform a lot of different operations. Now all these operations are possible with the set case. And remember, whenever you hear the term unique, so whenever you hear the term unique, so either prefer set or the dictionary. So while implementing some logic, guys, so that there's some task given for you just to get some unique data. It can be anything, some unique set of IPs or host name or some number, some employees like that. So logically, what I do is I'm going to convert that into dictionary or the set. Why? Because so I know that the dictionary keys are always in, and even the set I know that it only stores the unique elements at any point of time. So logically, guys, I'm going to convert into dictionary or the set. I will talk about that guys, in practical examples. So just want to give the overview of which object is used in which scenario. And coming to the set, it's all these operations are possible with the set like this. I will discuss, guys. I will discuss about all these things. Just want to give the overview. All right. So let me just again go through all the concepts, guys, like in short, whatever we discussed. So first, like we discussed, comparing with the C objects, C data types basically. So in the C we have int, float, char, double, long, and short. And coming to Python, so these are the objects. And again, means in Python we don't call them as data types, we call them as objects. So right, number, string, list, tuple, dictionary, inset. And then we have seen the syntax. We have seen the syntax basically how to write. So and then we have like framed our notes. So starting with the first line that everything in Python is object. Everything is called as object. I do keep repeating this point in all my sessions, guys. This is really important, right? And there are total 6 objects. We talked about the number. So it holds one single value. It can be anything, right? It can be integer, octal, or decimal, or hexadecimal. And coming to the string is sequence of characters, right? And string can be defined in the single or double or the triple quotes. String is defined in the single or double or the triple quotes. So no difference, guys. Everything is fine. So and coming to the list contains set of elements, right? Elements can be set of numbers or strings or any combination. So list elements are defined in the square bracket like this. And guys, we don't pre-declare the size. It's not required. We don't have any such syntax. So not only in Python, guys, in all the interpreted languages, it's not required. It's the same time. Object name equal to some set of values. It's not our job, guys. It's taken care by interpreter. It's not our job. So to the size and all, it's taken care. The number of elements it is taken care by interpreter. So all right. And coming to tuple contains set of elements. So elements contains set of sorry, tuple contains set of elements. Elements can be a set of numbers or strings or any combination. In tuple, elements are defined in round brackets like this. And guys, like we have some difference in between the list and tuple, and when to use the list and when to use tuple. I'll talk about that in the upcoming sessions. But yes, if you want me to answer now, a tuple is called as immutable, guys, unchangeable. So changes inside the tuple are not possible. I cannot modify this. So list I can modify the values, but for the tuple I cannot modify the values. So inside the tuple I cannot modify the values. Tuple is called as immutable. So tuple is called as immutable or unchangeable. All right, guys. And I'll talk about this case in detail in the tuples concept, which is like I have the separate session for the tuple, right? And coming to dictionary, so dictionary contains elements in the key value pairs like this, in this. So, but really, guys, in the real time in the production, so most of the times we are going to have the complex dictionaries. So in at least my career, I have worked with the complex dictionaries for most of the times, guys. But you'll enjoy that. If you don't know the actual meaning, like it may be, it sounds something different, but if you understand the actual concept of dictionary, guys, you'll enjoy with the dictionaries. That I will guarantee. And coming to the set is unordered collection of unique elements of the same type in this order. Alright, guys. In the next session, guys, let us practically see all these things in detail. So about all the objects in the browser or in the ID, guys. Alright. That's all, guys. It's about the different objects. And thanks for listening this. And if you understand, if it is clear for you guys, so please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, everyone. And we'll catch you in the next session. Thanks, everyone.